In time, you will know when the film comes out. To feel so desperately you can avoid it, yet to fail all the same. Dread it. Run from it. The review always arrives.
Oh God, yeah! This one is for you, Iron Man. 10 years ago, you started this. I don't have to explain what this film is, because let's be honest, everyone now already knows what this is. This is Infinity War, the biggest crossover ever. A film that's literally had 18 other films building up to it within the last 10 years. You have a lot of things this thing has to live up to. A massive cast, not to say the least. Balancing everyone, creating a complicated, interesting villain, and giving a satisfying conclusion. Basically creating a conclusion to everything that's happened before it, and a new beginning for everything coming towards it. So, this film is, on paper, should not work. But thankfully, the Russo brothers did not disappoint on this one. Avengers Infinity War lives up to what it needed to, plus a few things that might just be icing on the cake for an absolutely massive film. I know these brothers must have, I don't know. I know there was a bunch of other people who wrote this, but do you know how many sleepless nights they must have spent just on this script? I'm sorry, but that's a lot of work, and after seeing this film, I'm just shocked they did it. Holy cow, how do you do that? That is insane that they were able to pull that off. And they made it look so easy. That's the scary thing of it. Basically, the plot follows the Avengers and the Guardians as they must stop Thanos, the Mad Titan, as he goes to wipe out half the universe. Yeah, man, that kind of seems a little silly on paper. That's because, well, it does. And I don't want to say why, but anyways, that's pretty much the plot. That's it. There's a little other stuff, but a lot of it's spoiler territory, but that's the plot. Stop Big Purple Dude from killing half the universe. That is the film. One thing off the bat I have to say about Infinity War is it pretty much balances out every character. A lot of it, this does come from if you've seen the other movies, except for the Incredible Hulk. But strangely, if you've never seen a Marvel movie, you actually could probably get a satisfying experience out of this film. I don't think it'll be an experience that matches that of someone who's seen all 18 films, but it'll be an experience. Now, for fans who have stuck around, I don't want to say what kind of experience it is, because it's, Thanos is a fantastic villain. Holy cow, they did a tremendous job with this guy. Part of it goes to Josh Brolin, the CG artists, but man, he had such a lot of hype around this guy. I mean, if we know anything about Marvel, their villains are, well, I don't want to talk about their villains, but they could have failed on this guy, but they didn't. They didn't. They were able to basically make an emotional, complicated character that is a threat on every level. That's all I can say. Like, emotionally, psychologically, physically, mentally, yada 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 yada. He's a threat on all those levels. And they made him feel like a real character. There's a reason people keep saying this guy's the best part of the film, and that's because he's the best part of the film. I could go into further detail, but yeah, that would just mean me just spoiling the film. Because let's be honest, this film is built on spoilers. There's a reason I'm making sure this review is small, short, simple, and to the point. Because there are so many spoilers. That's the entire film. So I can't say a lot. Then you have the action scenes, which are just awesome. I mean, they're beautifully shot, they're intense, they're everything you want an action scene to be. In fact, just take the battle from New York from the first one, and then turn that up to an 11. However, before I move on to the next thing, let's play the Animaniacs clip of Good Idea and Bad Idea.
Good idea. Bring in some tissues to see Infinity War, just to be on the safe side. Bad idea. Not taking any tissues and just crying your eyes out at the several scenes there are.
Yeah, bring them because, holy cow, this film is dark. And I mean dark. This is the darkest Marvel has ever gone. Even for the other films that, strangely enough, the Russo brothers directed it as well. It's kind of strange that they direct all the dark stuff in this franchise, but yeah, this film has many, many moments where it doesn't feel like a Marvel film. It feels like Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy. You know, there's actual consequences and other things. Think all that in a Marvel movie. That does not sound right, does it? I'm just glad Ant-Man and the Wasp is out in 2 months because this film is not like any other Marvel film at all. Now, I've spent the last couple of minutes saying everything I liked because obviously, but that being said, you're probably thinking, but wait, you always do your negatives usually before the positives. Or the negatives before the... I don't have a method, but usually I put the negatives ahead of time. The reason I can't do that is because I don't have any negatives. I mean, I have nitpicks, like obvious complaints, but they're spoiler areas. And there's then one scene that literally just, like, solves 90% of the, like, nitpicks. But even then, like, as far as nitpicks go, they're just nitpicks. I mean, they don't account to much. I mean, they're not, like, legitimate complaints or problems. They're just kind of like, oh yeah, that's a thing. I mean, there is one time in the theater, and I don't want to say what scene it is, because spoilers, where I literally screamed at the back of the theater, what the heck? That's the phrase I said, by the way, because I don't swear, because... But anyways, that's what I said. I said the phrase, what the heck, at the back of the theater, as loud as humanly possible. That was a dumb move from me, but by the end of the scene... And when I thought about it a little more, I was kind of like just, oh, okay. So, yeah? Moose, give me something, anything to complain. Oh, you're no help. You didn't see it. Fine. So, long story short, Avengers Infinity War is pretty much the film that we deserve, but not the one we need right now. Just kidding, we totally need it right now, because, man, I had a busy couple of months, and this was so worth it. But anyways, this is everything it needed to be. It's exciting, emotional, thrilling, funny. The action scenes are spectacular. The characters are the strongest they've ever been in many moments. And on top of that, Thanos is complicated and interesting. And not to mention, Alan Silvestri's score is one of the best I've ever heard in years. I mean, seriously, soundtracks nowadays suck. What was the Batman v Superman one besides the Wonder Woman theme? Like, bum, bum, bum. I think that was at one point. I can't even remember anything else. I mean, but man, I gotta talk about that. The musical moments in this with Alan Silvestri are worth the ticket alone. If you just are coming for music, then come for the score. But anyways, as a Marvel fan, I enjoyed it. As a film fan, I loved it. And it's everything I wanted it to be. Which is why I must give it now the highest honor ever achieved. Muse, will you come out on stage and help? Muse presents for the Avengers Infinity War the highest honor, which is this Johnny here, which is a toy. That means this gets an Adore score! Woo! Yeah! It got the Adore score! Yay! That face says, put me down now. Okay, I'll put you down. Yeah, here's Johnny. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. I hope we see you soon.